All right. Hey, we are back. Unfortunately, one of our players had to back out at the last minute due to technical difficulties. But we, well, as they say, the show must go on. So let's continue. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. So we arrive at Paris. Our story begins in the small church of Saint Pierre, where Father Adrian welcomes you tiredly. The young priest has been in the service of the city of Paris for just over a year, but already wrinkles caused by worry and stress are starting to show. Adrian has the swollen eyes of someone who hasn't slept for days, and his fatigue is obvious as he guides you to the small sacristy. You finally arrived, hunters. A hidden presence lurks beneath the whole city, and I fear there is no hope of salvation without the intervention of the Order. What do you like? What would you like to do?
Oh, you look awful tired. You poor thing. Don't worry, the Order's here to take care of this.
We will
Oh,
sort out this problem.
thank the Lord.
So, can you provide us direction to where these fires seem to be starting?
Yes. Well, you see, it seems that there's. How do I explain this? And you see that he seems to be very distressed about what's going on with the city right now. You see, at first we thought it was the revolutionaries. We thought they were trying to, I don't know, show their uh, show their hate for the monarchy, but the last victims, they were all the poor, the the children, those who can't fight for themselves, those that we at the church strive to help. And oh, it's such a, and you can see him looking. Baba Yaga, you have the ability to read people.
Yes, I do. And I
And
think I'll use that.
he looks awfully like he's trying to be. He looks awfully like he's trying very hard to be distressed.
Oh.
Like there is distress in him, but the other part of it is forced, or it's like he's trying very hard to show how distressed he is about what's going on. Though you do see that there is worry in him because he is a priest of the church, and he's known as one of the he's known in this town as like one of the people who would of course care for those for the poor, and of course the children who were out on the streets, the homeless.
Of course. What position does this man hold again? Is he like just another priest, or?
He's right now he's the one who excuse me. He's the head priest of the small church of Saint Pierre, which is where you are right now. He's the only one who mans this church. It's in one of the more desolate areas of Paris.
Got it. Well, I turn to my two compatriots, and I turn back to the gentleman and I say, yes, of course. That is the church's purview, after all, caring for the needy.
Yes,
now,
that is true. We are but a humble institution here. And, well, you were talking about where the burnings were happening.
And when did they start? What seems to be your opinion on the matter? A person such as yourself must have
They
some sort
started.
of opinion.
Yes, yes. Well, as far as I know, they started a couple of weeks ago in the catacombs. It seems that he leans forward a little and whispers, "Well, I fear they may be evil spirits haunting the catacombs. We
Oh,
found many beggars burned alive, and, well, the wealthier parts of society haven't been touched."
hmm. That is truly catastrophic.
How
Leads me to
unfortunate.
wonder.
If people should be burned, it should at least be equally parsed.
I would agree. I would specifically say that it should be directed at those who have annoyed me. But you
Yes.
know me.
He looks at you and gets a little nervous when he hears that. But it's probably just because of your nature.
Of course.
Well, this is
Probably.
exactly why I asked for the help of the Vatican, because I know that you hunters will be able to solve the mystery. Perhaps let me think. Oh yes. Perhaps you may speak to Mr. Lorenzo Scanapecore. He is he's an expert on the dead and the ghosts here. He's a doctor. He just lives right in the cemetery of Paris.
How charming. Lovely real estate.
Yes. Ah, such a bad. This is such. Oh, those poor souls.
All souls are poor at the end of the day, even the wealthy ones.
Well, of course, but when things happen to those who have so little, you'll have questions, you know?
Of course.
So,
We aim to find answers.
poor Father Adrian has suggested that you go to the cemetery. Would you like to stay here and question him some more, or would you like to head over to the cemetery?
I wonder how much more we can get out of him without knowing anything else about the situation. I think interrogating him and using my abilities to make him fear would probably be unwarranted until we actually can. I know he's hiding something. That much I know. Getting that out of him right now is perhaps not going to be easiest because my character doesn't know necessarily the right questions to ask.
Well, you are still at the church, and he did mention the catacombs.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are the catacombs connected to the church?
The Paris Catacombs is connected to all of Paris. It's a
Giant.
historically it's the underground. It's the undergrounds of Paris.
Oh, I love it. I've been there once.
Yeah. You can ask him if the church is connected.
Now, the catacombs, there's no connection to them from here, is there?
Oh no, not from this church.
Mm.
But there is a passageway just outside of here, and he gives you directions to a nearby passageway just outside of the church.
Thank you very much. So we've got two leads: the catacombs themselves, or the
The cemetery.
cemetery guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Probably talk to the
gentlemen,
cemetery guy
James,
first.
which would you prefer?
I think the cemetery guy first. He might be able to give us more information.
Sounds exactly like what I was planning. All right. To the cemetery it is then.
After
Right, to the cemetery it is. Yeah. So, the Paris cemetery stretches as far as the eye can see, and is probably one of the largest you have ever seen, as you wander through tombstones and family mausoleums. A black cloaked figure is busy fumbling among the tombs. A typical beak mask identifies him as a plague doctor. The figure had been occupied exhuming a grave, but now he puts down a shovel and approaches you. Ah, hello. Um, what brings you to the Paris cemetery?
Sightseeing, among other things.
Well, he gestures towards the graves. It's not really a pretty sight, is it? Especially with all these deaths lately.
Yes, that was the other thing. We're here to ask some questions for the order.
Questions, you say?
Indeed.
Well, ask away, my dear.
So you're a specialist on the deceased and the not quite restful deceased, am I right?
Oh yes. Sorry, how rude of me. My name is Lorenzo. I am the local plague doctor here, and well, you can say the keeper of the cemetery right now.
Dealing with plagues of fire is perhaps not your forte.
Oh, not really. Well, there isn't really a body to bury, is there?
I suppose there wouldn't be. But there
Yes,
must be other
sometimes there is.
Indeed, Regina, you must know quite a bit about this sort of thing.
Sometimes it's useful.
Now he's looking at Regina a little bit doubtful. Maybe he scoots back a little with his body language since you can't see him with the mask on. Well, what interesting company you keep there.
The world's a very interesting place. I surround myself with the worldly. And the otherworldly.
I see. You have a fascination for the dead, I presume?
More of a hobby, really.
Well, can't say it's a hobby when you're burying people, but maybe. But we digress. What has sent you here, my friends? As he looks at all of you.
We are looking for answers and any sort of clues you may have as to what's going down in the cemeteries.
Well-
Surely you've heard of something. It is your business to be aware of the dead.
Well, mademoiselle, as you can see, the cemetery is in dire disrepair, and there is actually a part of the cemetery that is in a very bad state. And he points towards a section of the cemetery that seems to be empty. Although you can see if you look closely that it is a mass grave. And as you look at it, it seems like it's almost overflowing. And he tells you, well, as you can see, this is the problem that we're having here. There's an excessive amount of decaying corpses here almost floating to the surface. And as he talks about it, he looks strangely nervous. Maybe he starts fidgeting with his mask, even takes it off, and you see his eyes darting from somewhere, a certain part of the cemetery, and then he puts it back on and just sit. He makes sure he seems to be favoring blocking a certain part of the cemetery.
What?
Which part is like? Is it like back part or a fenced-in area?
Somewhere behind him, in a field of tombstones that have some of them have faded, some of them are still standing, but seems like he's trying to block a certain view from that area. He's bodily blocking part of it.
Well, I'm just going to try to walk over there.
Wait, Monsieur, wait. It's not safe.
Oh,
Violet,
why is that?
well, the ground is soft. You know, it's there's bodies under there. I wouldn't want you to, well, tarnish your. He gestures at your outfit. Captain Hook, James, what are you? How are you looking right now?
Oh, the usual, typical everyday fashion for a man of means in that time. So like a frock coat, boots, like riding boots,
Okay.
kind of ruffly shirt, like I'm wearing.
Yeah. So at this point, it seems obvious that Lorenzo is trying to keep you from walking over to a certain section of the tombstones.
Oh, Lorenzo.
I'm sure
why
I
don't
can
you just
manage if I step carefully.
Explain why you don't want us over there.
Of course,
More in detail.
well, like I said, there's not stepping on some of the graves are unsafe, and we have been. Some of them are freshly turned earth, so they're a little bit soft right now. I wouldn't want you to fall, or
I'd
it's
like to look up at him with like smoldering eyes of with dark flames in them, transitioning from black to purple to red at the very center of my eyes. And I would like to say, listen to my words. Tell us what you're not explaining.
He actually jumps back, curses in Italian. I can't speak Italian. And reluctantly, he tells you that, well, because why can't I lie? You look like he's struggling to say it, but then he eventually says, well, I didn't want you to discover Alize. And then when he mentions the name Alize, you see movement from behind one of the tombstones. As if you focus on it, you'll actually see the figure of a young woman hiding behind one of the tombstones, or trying to, while observing all of you.
There, that wasn't so hard.
Well, hello there. What's got you hiding from us? We're not that frightening, are we?
Speak for yourself.
She hesitantly walks over to you, to your group, but she stands a little bit behind Lorenzo, and she will tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not, usually we, I am. He looks at Lorenzo, and Lorenzo they both look resigned. And then
unaccustomed to guests.
Let me, if it would not reach the ears of the church, then maybe we could tell them. And she's looking at Lorenzo with that. Though he still looks a little wary, he turns to all of you.
I'm famously discreet.
So we won't tell the church.
And then they
don't
start
say
to tell
anything if
you-
it benefits me not to.
Oh, trust me, my dear, this would not really benefit you, says Lorenzo. And then they start into this. They do cave in eventually, and they tell you that Alize was a young nun who, upon meeting Lorenzo, both fell in love, and Alize has decided to abandon her vows and run away. And hence why she is constantly hiding here with Lorenzo.
Quite the controversy, but I doubt it has anything to do with the flames.
Good on you. People should be free to do as they wish. I say while carting around my 2 slaves.
Well, yes. I believe so, says Lorenzo. And then as you folks are talking, you start to hear strange groaning coming from the mass grave, and sounds like shifting. And then a strange smell wafts over you, like this. You know the smell of a badly decomposed bodies, a collection of smells that are very strong, ammonia mostly as well. When all of you hear those noises, Lorenzo will turn to the mass grave and say, I do apologize. These dead bodies tend to generate a lot of gas during decomposition. It's mostly why you hear noises shifting and then the smells. It's why I wear this mask all the time.
Those
It's
wouldn't be-
mostly why you hear noises? What other reasons are there?
He again, Baba Yaga, you notice that he looks down briefly at Alize before turning back to you. Says, well, you know how bodies are. They shift around when they bloat, essentially. And of course. And who has a well, Baba, I believe in this case Baba Yaga's the one with the perception, right?
Yeah, she's fairly perceptive, and I was actually going to suggest that she says, "Well, let's have a look at those bloating bodies. I'm something of a student of the physical as well."
Oh,
she wants to.
You study anatomy, isn't it?
I study many things. The world is it's a very diverse and expansive place with a myriad of topics that need to be understood if one is to manipulate the very fabric of reality.
I don't think it's possible to manipulate the fabric of reality yet.
You'd be surprised, I say as I walk over to the mound of corpses.
Okay, so as you walk over, Baba Yaga, who is following and who's taking the rear?
I'll follow. Yeah.
I'll take up the rear and tell our 2 hosts to come along now. After you.
As you say, come along now, James, you notice that Alize urgently grabs the sleeve of Lorenzo's coat and whispers something to him. And she's looking at the pit. At the mass grave pit.
What seems to be the problem, young lady?
She looks fairly scared, but that doesn't answer you. And Lorenzo is the one who actually answers, and he says, "Oh, she's just a little nervous around the decomposing bodies. Though, James, it's fairly obvious that that's really not the reason, because the level of fear that you see in Alize's eyes is not for something like that."
All right. What is really going on here? Do you would like to share with us before we walk over there with you, or do you want us to learn about it the hard way?
Who are you directing the question at?
Alice and Lorenzo, both of them, like.
Okay, Alice is very hesitant, and Lorenzo seems to be he seems to be getting defensive over her, and he says that it's really nothing. It's nothing. It's okay, Alice. Those are just the bodies. They're just shifting. And you see, still, Alice has a strange grip on Lorenzo's, has a strong grip on Lorenzo's sleeve, and she finally starts speaking in a soft voice, and she says, "But Lorenzo, I don't think it was meant for you to hear, James, but you hear it anyway." And she says, "But Lorenzo, the spirits, they're very agitated right now."
Spirits, you say?
You hear a gasp from Alice when you say this, and you see the body language of Lorenzo tense.
I call out
They seem to be
to
speechless.
I call out to my companions. Baba, they mentioned something about spirits being restless here, and they're very reluctant to approach the mass grave. Maybe you should take that into consideration when you poke around over there.
That sounds more or less in line with what I was suspecting. Those aren't the normal noises of decomposition. You know, all of this would go a lot easier if you were just a little more upfront about the issues you're facing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to work with people these days. If only I could just turn them into rats like I used to.
What has the world come to?
Indeed. At least rats understand the basic principle of there's cheese, go get it. Here I have to do all the legwork, and I go towards the mass grave, expecting trouble.
"Oh, please wait," you hear Alice say. And Baba Yaga, as a person who's very attuned to magic, as soon as you approach the mass grave, you actually start to feel a very tangible aura of death, and it seems like there's a big concentration of spiritual energy in this area. And as you approach, as you get further into near the mass grave, you do spot what seems to be a hatch towards an underground pit. And the concentration of spiritual energy seems to be coming from there. And from what you can gather with your abilities, it is indeed as if there is a lot of agitation and frustration within coming from that pit.
Well. Seems we found the culprit. I say as I tap the shaft entrance with my wooden boot or wooden shoe. You know, makes a loud hollow noise.
The moaning seems to get louder.
Can I lift the door, or is it locked?
Yeah.
It's locked. But you did see a set of keys with Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, darling.
Shall I have John try and open it up?
Let's try to use the key first. Lorenzo, what's down this shaft?
Lorenzo and Alice slowly approach you both. Alice still holding on to Lorenzo and slightly hiding behind him. And he says, well, this is where some of the older bodies are stored.
In the catacombs?
Part of the catacombs, yes.
James has taken a position behind those two to prevent them from running away.
And then again, James, since you are nearby, you hear the soft voice of Alice speaking once again. Lorenzo, shouldn't we warn them? The comet is due soon, and there's there's a presence of a very, the presence of that hateful spirit in there.
What hateful spirit, young lady?
You see her stiffen before turning towards you. There's... Lately, there has been this young spirit. Must be a recently deceased person. And, well... I don't really know how to... I don't really know how to describe it, but seems like a very powerful and hateful spirit has been awoken. And their presence has been causing all this agitation with the spirits. And the graveyard, the graves, the cemetery, they've all been getting restless. And there's a comet due soon that's... Well, it's supposed to be... It's supposed to amplify magical spiritual energy, and I fear that something catastrophic might happen.
Amplify spiritual energies.
Possible catastrophic events, you say? What do you think about that, Baba?
Well, I'm assuming Baba would be aware of the comet on account of...
You would know that there is a comet called Morituris that is about to pass within the next 24 hours. To your magical knowledge, you know that this comet passes over Earth every few thousand years, and it does work well to amplify spiritual energy, spirit-based magic.
I've actually been waiting a while for this. I haven't seen this in such a long time. It's a special comet that amplifies magical energy, Morituris. And, yes.
You know about Morituris? I believe it's a legend that gives power to the spirits. For me, it's basically a beautiful comet that passes by, but my dear Alice here tells that seems like there's truth to the legend.
Alice, you seem to know quite a bit about this, don't you?
Hesitantly, she says yes, and she will inform you that she does have a gift.
Oh, you do?
And she has a gift of seeing the restless... she has a spiritualist gift, which allows her to perceive spirits.
That sounds like a very useful skill. You've always been able to see the spirits?
Yes, that's why the convent took me in. Running away from them because, well, I fell in love and they would not want me to go.
Well, you don't need them.
When she senses that you guys are really not big fans of, like, church and religion, she kind of starts to relax. She starts to, even though Lorenzo is a little bit hesitant as well, of course he's going to trust his beloved, and Alice will tell you that in some form she can communicate with spirits. That's why she knows about what's going on currently in the graveyard.
You don't know which spirit, however, is recently deceased that's causing this issue, do you?
Unfortunately, I've never left the cemetery, so I would need to be in contact with anyone who had been in the presence of this person when they died, or has been visited by the spirits so far it's just been Lorenzo and I in the cemetery. People tend to avoid this area.
You believe that the spirit belongs to a body that's interned here or elsewhere?
It's not a spirit it's not a body we've interned here. I fear this body may be inside the catacombs still. With all the recent burnings of people in the catacombs.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Would you by chance happen to have, would anybody, and actually I would turn to my group really, would any of you happen to have a map of the city? Or specifically this region?
Regina, I believe that's something you can procure.
Well, most likely. I guess I'll leverage one of. I guess I'll leverage one of my minions to have something like that. Let's go with the descriptor.
A catacomb specialist might be a very useful trait.
I know. Yeah, let's go with. I know my way around plate. Ace it isn't always have a map or something of the sort. I'm not that great with picking up. Not that great when I don't have a direction to go.
Hey chat, I just saw that you've donated for a fairy tale reference. Thank you for that. And well, I'll try to insert it here. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Wait, let me think. Okay, just watch out for that. It'll be here in this scene. Okay, let's see. Regina, so Regina, you will be making use of one of your servants?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us about your gift or descriptor related to your servants?
Okay. Sorry, let me pull up my character sheet page.
Also, before anything else, we also have another $10 donation to the stream.
Woo!
So
Yeah.
you guys will receive one reroll. You all three decide who will use the reroll later.
Excellent.
So we have that. So
But-
Regina, what are you gonna do?
I'm using my power, the Queen. I have two servants on me at all times, and freely pick, and when relevant, can freely pick a single descriptor for each of them.
All right. What is the descriptor you want to use?
One of my servants now has the descriptor. I know my way around everywhere, and always have a map or something of the sort. Unfortunately, I'm not great when I don't have when I don't have a firm direction.
Okay, so you now have a servant who knows what they're going, but they need firm direction. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's describe your servant, shall we? So your servant is a small man. Kind of look a little bit crazy. And he always wears a top hat and has a pocket watch the size of his fist. And when he's not answering to you, he is always looking at the time. Most of the time, you like to call him the Mad Hatter.
I suppose an appropriate reference.
Well, you gave me that descriptor. I wasn't even telling you what fairy tale it was. All right.
Here, here.
So,
Bring
The servant,
forth the
the
cartography.
servant asks you, Mistress, look at the time, look at the time. Uh, you need the map of the catacombs. Wait, and he pulls out a very crudely drawn map that only shows one passage to the catacombs. And that's it.
Well, this is extremely useful. Can you fill the rest in?
Well, it's a labyrinth. I don't really. It's very easy to get lost there, so I didn't really walk too far.
I'm
Oh,
trying to.
I suppose this will have to do for now.
Very well. Now, I want to grab it and, based on the descriptions I've gotten, is there any chance I could pinpoint where the predominant number of fires have been?
It would be at the entrance of the catacombs nearest the church.
Oh.
So at the poorest area of Paris.
Well, should we enter here or there? Either way, I'm sure we'll get where we're going.
Good question. You are the expert here on death. So
That is true,
I'll
just
defer to
as
your
you are
judgment.
the expert at dealing it.
Expert
I don't
at
know much
dealing
about
death.
it after it has been dealt, so
Indeed. I turn to the plague doctor and spiritualist, and I say, would you folks care to join us? I'm sure we will hastily come to some conclusion with regards to your present spiritual issues, but only with your assistance do I feel that we can make this a quick jaunt. Otherwise, it might take more time.
At this, Alice and Lorenzo look very hesitant, and they explain that the real reason why Lorenzo and Alice are still staying here is Lorenzo and Alice are keeping a careful eye on the bodies, and at the same time, they don't really plan on staying for long. They plan to leave the city as soon as possible.
I see. But a woman with your skill set would be extremely useful in these regards. Please reconsider for the purposes of the greater good and for your own longevity.
Compromise. We won't leave Paris until the next day, and we will guard this pit for you. And if you could find a way for us to communicate, then we can give you a warning if something changes here.
Certainly. Now, if you'll permit me, I do kind of have like a magic grab all thing as part of my skills. Can I summon a, I don't know, not a rat because that's more Pied Piper's thing, but can I summon some sort of, let me reach into the catacombs and summon a bat if I could or something like that, and imbue it with my will to find me wherever I am and relay a single message to me. If that's something you think I can.
You can spend one soma to summon. You can spend one soma and take the time to summon a creature of your choice that can do your or send a message to you.
Ooh, I've got it. Brilliant. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to spend a soma, and what I'm going to do is summon just a normal field mouse. Presumably, there's a whole bunch around here. And once it's summoned by me, I'm going to kneel down in the dirt, which isn't that hard because I'm like 3 foot tall and a child. And it looks like I'm just like, leaning down into the dirt like a little child to play with something. And I grab the rat or the field mouse rather violently, and I flip it upside down, kind of inspecting it, and I poke its belly, and all of a sudden it starts to writhe in presumably agony, and it squeaks and squeals as its face contorts and transforms into a rather impish entity, and scales grow spottily out from its fur as it takes on a more demonic or otherworldly tenor, and becomes something of the night, or some strange spirit that does not belong in this world. And out of its mouth comes a raspy, "Yes, mistress."
Oh my goodness! You see Alice and Lorenzo visibly recoil at the sight.
I hand it to Lorenzo and I say, "Whenever you need to reach me."
And you see Lorenzo hold it literally at arm's length, not even close to his body, and he gives you a nervous smile and says, "Thank you. We just have to speak to it."
Just tell it what you want to tell me, and it will find me.
Oh, okay. It's not gonna bite us, is it?
Not for the next 24 hours.
Hey. Do we need to
Probably.
feed this anything?
It will feast on whatever it eats of its own accord. It won't leave your side, however.
Well, my little new friend, if you get hungry, there's a lot of corpses here.
I would assume that would suffice.
And do you now, with those words, you see Lorenzo and Alice walking back into the cemetery. Do you head off to the catacombs?
Duty calls.
Yes,
Shall we?
and as we go there, I ask Baba, do you make the messengers look like that on purpose, or is that just a side effect?
Oh, that was most assuredly on purpose.
Okay, I always wondered.
Yes.
By the time you leave the cemetery, night has started to fall. And as you're walking back towards the church, you actually see Father Adrian running into your direction.
Salute.
He's panting, sweating, and he looks scared. And he tells you that, Hunters, come quick! There has been another death.
Immolation, like the others?
Yes, it's there's a new corpse that has been burned in the catacombs.
Well,
All
show
right.
us the way then.
Indeed. And while we're on our way, you wouldn't happen to know of any prominent pyromaniacs that have recently deceased, would you?
And he starts to think about it as he rushes you all to the nearby entrance to the catacombs, and he says, "Not that I know of. I haven't encountered any pyromaniacs here or arsonists
Dead nobles,
lately in
priests?
Paris." I'm sorry?
Dead noble, maybe? Dead priest of high
Oh
birth?
no. The nobles and those of a higher stature have their own burial grounds. Sometimes they don't even like to put their dead in the cemetery anymore.
Indeed.
So, Father Adrian leads you to the entrance, and making a very flimsy excuse, he gives you a rough direction towards where the next body could be found, and leaves you there going back to the church. So, the three of you go down in the catacombs of Paris, and what you see before you is a maze of narrow tunnels that open onto small chambers and dark alcoves. The stale smell mixes with the stench of unwashed, desperate people crowded into the narrow spaces. Apparently, those who do not have a roof over their head can find a shadow of comfort under the city, effectively disappearing from sight and conscience of respectable people. So you are now here at the Catacombs of Paris, and the sun has definitely set. And with the instructions from Father Adrian, you find yourselves still a little bit lost in the catacombs. So it is a time for you hunters to explore. Let's see. Let me just go to the sheet full of references to the catacombs.
As we stand there at the crossroads in the catacombs, James scratches his cheek and, like, my dear ladies, do you find it a little bit odd that here in the middle of the night that priest knew about a burning of a body inside the catacombs, just like that, so far away from the entrance?
I do, and he's been quite cagey this whole time. I wouldn't be surprised if there was still something he was telling us.
Yeah.
You all are speaking this out in the open, right?
I mean, presumably we're alone, maybe surrounded by some homeless folks.
Okay, so let me
maybe some skeletons and rats and bats down there also, I don't know.
For our audience, this is basically the time for the hunters to be a little nervous as the DM rolls a d6.
No bugger.
In the game of Broken Tales, just a small commercial. In the game of Broken Tales, the DM generally doesn't roll any dice unless it is pertinent to choices that they will encounter within certain scenes. And this is one of those scenes. As you all talk, a little boy approaches you and he says, "Oh, hey, you're talking about the dead guy, right? And talking about Father Adrian too. I can help."
Yes. What do you know?
Well, I live in this catacombs and I know it like the back of my hand. It's gonna cost you though.
That's what I figured. Regina?
I'm always I should really keep a running tab of how much you people owe me.
Don't worry, I can pay you back. Souls. Much more valuable. Not the currency here, though.
Yes, fair enough.
Please, lady, you're morbid.
I'm told.
I root through my coin purse and pull out what I think is a small amount of change.
Oh no. Oh no.
How much are you giving this little boy?
A single coin of highest denomination.
Oh, while Regina is overpaying a poor squalid boy a gold coin of the highest denomination, probably the first time he's ever seen a coin this high. Thank you for our donators for giving another $10 for a free reroll.
Woo! All right, I think we're up to 2 now. You gotta get us rolling.
Please take note of your rerolls. Don't worry, there's plenty of time for you to use those rerolls. We're still at the beginning of our game.
Right. What an earthly light awaits us.
All right. So the little boy looks in awe of this coin, and you see a few of the homeless also shift towards you. In special interest of that. They seem to take notice of you now because Regina just pulled some pretty high coin.
Yes, well. We want to get to the bottom of this.
You're really rich, aren't you? What are you doing down here?
Oh, I'm here for some work.
If you're rich, why are you working? I'm Bruno, by the way. And okay, this is a lot, but yeah, I can give you a tour of the whole thing, of the whole place if you want now.
Perfect. Cartographer, write this down.
You see the Mad Hatter servant looking down at actually squinting down at his pocket watch, and he says, "Well, I guess it's time, isn't it?" And he
Indeed.
takes produces a piece of parchment and a quill, and he's posed for writing down the directions. And Bruno, the little boy, is very much overjoyed about your donation.
Charitable donation.
offers to lead you anywhere you really want to go. So, what do you want to go to first? You want to see all of the little hidden nooks and crannies here, or are we gonna go to that to where Olivier, Baron?
Let's go to the body. But you're a smart lad. I say, again, in the body of a child, but like talking like a full-grown adult. You're a smart lad. You wouldn't by chance happen to know anything about recently interned bodies around here before the fire started, by chance? Something that struck you as out of the ordinary?
Oh, well... He seems to be thinking, oh, maybe I can take you to Marie after this. I'm sure she knows about it. I think she's the one who knows the first one. I think.
That would be extremely useful. I would greatly appreciate that.
Awesome. And then he looks at Regina. Is she always talking like that?
Yes, you get used to it.
Well, you paid me, so okay.
I paid this kid more than he's seen in a year. He's not going to question anything.
More than probably he's seen in his whole lifetime.
Yeah, he's not going to question anything we do.
Yeah, no.
Good.
So Bruno starts leading you through the various twists and turns of the catacombs until you reach a part of the catacombs that seemed to be a place that only certain people of repute wander through. There's a few broken bottles of absinthe, and actually this is the first area in the catacombs you see that seems to have beds, multiple of them. Even without the nose of your usual guardian hunter Garou, there's a strong smell of alcohol here. Looking around, you see the charred body of who Bruno calls Olivier, and nothing much else in the room except for an old dagger and a wooden crucifix.
Funny.
Though there seems to be a satchel that was being... Maybe it was being packed, maybe it was being unpacked, but it's a half-full satchel right next to the corpse.
Well, I think I'm gonna go look at the satchel. Sounds appropriate.
Alright, well, you see a suspicious amount of coins and several bottles of absinthe.
Interesting. Well, none of this is of use to me. I hand the satchel to I mean, so I want to thoroughly investigate. None of these bottles of alcohol have like alchemical reagents. Would absinthe be flammable? To the extent that it would burn
Absinthe is
corpses?
absolutely flammable.
Interesting.
And absinthe, it's probably not something you would normally see in an area like this, because absinthe is quite expensive. Well, absinthe can be expensive, and usually people who wandered, people of poverty, can't really afford absinthe.
I hand Bruno the satchel with the coins, but I hold on to the absinthe and I say, "Not for someone your age." And I
Oh,
hand that.
more coins! Thanks, lady!
I think so. And I hand that the bottles of absinthe to presumably James, and I say, "These look more your speed, and hold on to them for a moment. They might be evidence."
Sure. This bottle, is it opened or is it unopened?
They are
Empty,
closed
full.
with a sort of wax seal.
Oh.
Is there
I'll leave it as
anything-
it is for now.
Yeah, is there anything that we can tell from where they're made, perhaps? Who makes them?
They all seem, from the look of the bottles, they all seem to be made from the same place. The wax seals are the same, the bottles are the same. So it must be from one source. And if you look again at the broken bottles all around you, those broken bottles are not the same. Those look like appropriate bottles for people who cannot afford absinthe. So they're mostly moonshine, but this one is a different make than the broken bottles around it. Although there is 1 or 2 bottles of absinthe that have been broken, but that's it.
Bruno, you wouldn't happen to know what this why this location is so full of broken bottles, would you?
Of course, this is the Ravens' hideout. The people, well, they're not really nice people.
The
They-
Ravens, you said?
Yes, the Ravens. They're a gang of smugglers. They like to use this place to hide out.
Ah, I see. So perhaps they were smuggling in some alcohol or something, and
You're speaking this out loud, right?
mm,
They're not smuggling it in here. They're smuggling it out of here because I see them come from the tunnels near the church underground.
near the church, you say? Interesting.
Yeah, but I have to run sometimes because I don't want them to see me because they like to hurt the other people here.
Well, they sound like worst kind of people.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they're not good guys.
Hurt the defenseless. Perhaps we should have a word with the Ravens.
Yes,
Well,
perhaps
I
we
don't-
should.
I don't know, lady, because I think Olivier was the last Raven in here because I think they said they were going to go away some time ago.
Oh. I see. Okay, so Olivier was a Raven.
Oh yeah, he was a Raven.
Interesting. Well, at least he got what he deserved, it seems.
He's not a very good guy. Although the other ones that have been burned, I don't think they deserved it at all. They're really just trying to live down here.
Now, I think this probably was another victim of random circumstance, though we should probably speak to that Maria that you mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Marie. Should be here. You should be down here somewhere. Are you? Do you want to go now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, Bruno leads you through the maze of the catacombs to one of the more populated areas of the catacombs. This one is the same location that he gestured towards you, that is headed towards apparently a passageway that's under the church. This is where you see a more concentration of the poor and the disabled of Paris' society. And Bruno starts to lead you towards a woman who looks to be desolate, maybe looks a little crazy, but she's you see that she's weeping. Seems like it's the way Bruno approaches her, it seems like this is something that she's known for recently, and he leads you towards her, and as you approach, Bruno pats Marie on the shoulder, and then he starts whispering to her, though none of you really hear what's being said, and then he starts pointing to the three of you. And then he produces the coin sack, and he gives her some of the coins. And then he stands aside, and Marie looks at all three of you. Well, hello there. Young Bruno here tells me that you were looking for me.
That is correct.
Bruno's been very helpful as a guide. We are investigators of sorts. We're trying to discern what exactly is going on with regards to the random bursts of flame.
Oh, well, that has been a recent development. Oh, I can still remember the first one that's been taken by the flames.
Tell me about that.
Her name was Yvonne. Such a sweet little girl. She never stole. She's always kept to herself. She would even help Father Adrian up at the sacristy from time to time to earn coin, since not a lot of us are able to earn. And you see her look towards a man who's sitting right across from her, who's obviously lost a leg. And Yvonne, poor Yvonne, she used to sell matches out on the streets for coin to buy bread. She was the first one.
Matches.
Yes. Little match girl, they call her.
Oh. Interesting. And when did the first occurrence happen? Was it at night? And where was it? It was somewhere in the catacombs, right?
It wasn't in the catacombs.
It wasn't?
No. Let me just find where they found Yvonne.
I'd been led to believe that most of these occurrences were in the catacombs.
It wasn't usually where the new burnings are happening. It was in one of the entrances of the catacombs. Just inside.
Wait.
This Yvonne girl, is she the only one who have been a victim of these burnings outside of the catacombs?
Yes, she's the only one.
That's interesting.
So, where the scenario cut off is that James had previously asked Marie if the body of little Yvonne was the only one that was found not within the catacombs itself, but near the entrance, or just inside the entrance of the catacombs. And Marie has indeed confirmed that Yvonne is the only one who was found charred just inside the entrance of the catacombs. So, let us resume. Oh, also, Regina, as you're walking through the catacombs, you can faintly hear, for some reason, the shout of, "Off with their heads!" And that is another fairy tale reference.
Sweet nostalgia.
Quite literally.
Yep.
Well,
Though sometimes these catacombs seem to be a little labyrinthine, and more than once you seem to be hallucinating, and maybe you saw some red slippers walking down the catacombs, worn by nothing, and then tap its heels together randomly and just disappear. So,
Ow.
back to our story. Marie has indeed confirmed that Yvonne is the only one who was found that way. Everyone else, as she pointed out, was burned where they rested.
And Yvonne, who was the first victim, where is she buried?
He was taken by the gravekeepers to the mass grave. Although, it's such a sad thing that happened to her. You know, she leans forward. The only thing that really indicated it was her was that little Yvonne's... Well... Oh, this is hard to say. The only thing it found to indicate it was her was that the body was locked in a permanent grin, her teeth shining among the blackness of the charcoal.
She sounds like a woman after my heart.
Poor young lady.
Well, we should go visit this mass grave then. Now that we know what we're looking for.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I trust your cartographer to figure the way out. Unless Bruno, you care to take us to the point of entry.
Sure. No problem. Come on, let's go. And he leads you towards further into this tunnel and leads you just right outside of what seems to be a cellar entrance. And he tells you that, oh yeah, this is the entrance that leads to the church.
Thank you.
Oh,
How handy.
Sorry, what? Someone cut off. What was that?
oh, the entrance to the church that the priest said didn't have an entrance into the catacombs.
No, there's an entrance. It's right there. We don't really go through that anymore, though.
Why's that?
The ravens.
Yeah, the ravens usually come here, though. They were really curious, though, that they usually carry bags with them when they exit from here. I don't know if Father Adrian knows that they've been smuggling something on the cellars.
Sure. Adrian
We will,
knows what he needs to do.
We'll look into that.
Indeed.
So, you are now standing outside. Well, at the entrance, or
Yeah, is Adrian
from the
in?
exit of the underground entrance to the catacombs from the church that Father Adrian denied having or existing.
Funny that. Is good Adrian around?
You are still inside the catacombs.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I guess I'll look around and see. There's probably signs of the ravens coming through here also, right?
You see a lot of foot traffic seems to be a lot of foot traffic in this area. And then there is still evidence of probably where Yvonne was burned.
Oh.
There's still like the scorch marks.
That's
So what do you think? This priest involved with the ravens, and Yvonne stumbled upon that and suffered for it.
It's quite possible. I would assume something along those lines.
Yeah.
Now, we should probably confer with Adrian prior to investigating the mass grave. I mean, we are already here.
Are you going to go to try and go through this entrance or the previous entrance that you've gone through?
Let's go through this one. Make a statement.
Okay, who's gonna try and open it?
A gentleman does not make the ladies open the doors. So I make
Okay.
an attempt to open it.
James, as you try and open what seems to be a cellar entrance, it does not budge.
Sturdily locked, or is there any way to tell why it doesn't move?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, mister. You can't really go through there. It's always locked from the other side for some reason, but only ones I've ever seen go out of there are the ravens. So I don't know.
That tracks.
All right then. Well, we'll guess we'll leave through the other exit and.
No need. I say as I begin to weave dark magic into the form of a key. Do you think I can pop this door open?
You can use your magic
Yes.
for transfiguration, yes. But you will need materials and some time to form the ritual. Or probably a good chunk of time will pass, and you will need to expend Soma for it.
Okay, well, you know what, that sounds worthless. Then I would say, this one actually might be a little tougher to crack than I thought. And I could do it rather easily, but it's not really worth my mana.
We can always come around the other way. We know where the church is and are quite able to go in there. And
Indeed. Perhaps we should visit the priest and unlock the door ourselves from the other side. From the priest's side.
yeah.
As above, so below, they say. Right?
Gloriously creepy. Alright. So, you all part with Bruno, the little boy who's now very excited to help all of you, especially Regina. And you go back through the other entrance of the catacombs, just right outside the church. And it's from your gauge, you've probably spent more time in the catacombs than you thought. And it's almost, well, it's around closer to midnight now than it was when you first entered. And as you look up in the sky, once you near the church, you can actually see the comet starting its journey through the sky.
So beautiful.
And as you approach, or as you enter the church, let's see here. So as you enter the church looking for answers, you hear Adrian's cry reach the stillness of the night. When you finally open the door, the priest is kneeling in the center of the aisle, his face covered in tears as he whispers, "Forgive me, please forgive me for what I have done." And in front of him, Baba Yaga, you're the first one to see this. The spirit of a little girl floats ominously, while behind her, the flames of the offering candles swell until they become tongues of fire.
I see we found our little match girl.
None of us happen to have any bottles of kerosene we can splash on the priest, do we?
We do have absinthe. But let's ask some questions first.
We do have absinthe.
Or, well, I think we might have to deal with this before we even ask questions.
There are tools more effective than fire for getting what you want out of someone.
I would agree, most eminently. Though I gesture to the specter. She might disagree.
As the length of your discussion grows,
I love that we just walk in here and start talking about this.
as the length of your discussion grows, the little spirit of the little girl turns her attention to all of you, and the nearby, let's say wall lamp, nearest wall lamp to the three of you, starts to erupt in flames. And
Nice trick.
Is this a wood church?
A what?
Is this church made out of wood or stone?
Stone and wood.
Both. Okay. Cool.
So, stone exterior. Some glass, some glass on the windows, and then most of the supports and the seats. Everything else is wood. So she turns her attention to you. The flames near the lamp nearest you start to erupt, and Baba Yaga, you can hear in your head, "You're interrupting my revenge. What are you doing here? Are you here to stop me?"
Well, that depends. Will you stop after this last one?
He's the last one in my list.
No, then carry on. That's fine.
Honestly, a revenge stopped at the last step is the most horrid of feelings. Go ahead.
And then you hear Baba Yaga, "After I kill this wretched man, cemetery will erupt in the anger of all the spirits that have been wronged in this world."
Ooh, not so sure about that one. Maybe we just leave it at revenge, kill the priest, and have a cup of tea or something. Sure,
He looks
Regina
at
can
you.
fetch us some.
She looks at you, and this time, all three of you can hear her voice. She says, "You're not going to stop me."
No.
Not from the priest. The rest of the world, however, we don't want the cemetery to overrun with the spirits of the unrestful, because I assure you there's a lot of them. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, that seems to be a little troublesome, and that's something we're gonna have to deal with, and we'd rather not have to do that. But this guy, go right ahead. He's nothing.
Sorry, chap. God's not home right now.
The lamp near you dies down, and she turns her attention back to Father Adrian, and she says, "For your sins, Father, this is your punishment." And you see the tongues of flame from the offering candles rush towards Father Adrian and engulf him in a blast of extreme heat. So much so that you can actually feel it from where you are at the back of the church. And with a scream of agony, Father Adrian is burned alive, and you watch him squirm, like you watch him move for a good few seconds before the flames finally overcome him, and his charred corpse is the only thing left behind. Once she has done this, Baba Yaga, you sense that some form of relief has gone through this spirit, and she looks a lot less hostile now towards the three of you, and she slowly, ever so slowly floats towards you.
Little match girl, if we may call you that.
And she tilts her head in acknowledgement.
Been wronged most egregiously by the state and the church, and that's horrendous. And I feel you've eked out your punishment upon those that wronged you. But what was this about the other unruly spirits having their way on the world? We wouldn't really want that, now would we?
Yes. She nods and she says, "Well, I was burned by Father Adrian, and when they dumped my body in the graveyard, in the cemetery, I came back. I was full of hate, vengeance. I could feel the other spirits around me, all of them, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands. All of those who were murdered, killed unjustly, or those who've been misfortune in their life. I can feel them, and they were fueling my anger. There's a lot of discontent and anger and a want for revenge in that graveyard. I overheard from the doctor and the lady that stays there that the bright light in the sky that will travel through here will amplify our spiritual energy, and that stirred the other spirits even more. It seems that if she tells you that if Morituris finishes its passing within the hour, when it reaches the highest peak or the highest point in the sky, it will start to power up the spirits in the cemetery, and it will cause an explosion that will level the whole of Paris.
How can we go about preventing that? You had loved ones here, yes? You wouldn't want them to suffer as you have.
You see her look briefly down, and you know that she might be looking down towards the catacombs.
Yes.
And she says, "Well, I've taken my revenge on the people who... I've done what I needed to do here, but those spirits, you would need to calm them down in some way. And for you allowing me to take my vengeance, I will help you."
Perfect.
So you guys have, as she tells you, you guys have an hour or
In
until
an hour, we need to
Okay.
either deal with this issue or not be in Paris.
Yup.
I concur.
exactly.
Preferably the first.
We do have a room for a short interlude
Ooh.
that will only probably eat up 10 to 15 minutes of in-game time. So that you guys can use your XP, get your Soma back, and
Yes.
there are scenario gifts to be had.
We love that.
Yes.
Sadly, no one's mocked me for being a child, so I think I lose one off the bat. Everybody's been
Alright.
so respectful to me. I love it. But my advancement doesn't.
No, it doesn't. So, who has checked descriptors?
I have checked, I believe, 2 of them.
Okay.
So I've definitely used magic. I am a sorceress, and my magical powers let me do whatever the fuck I want. And I am very skilled at reading people. I've used that.
Reminder, you check your descriptors by hitting the negative part.
Yes, the negative part as well.
Oh, yes. But it does take some time to cast spells,
You did take your time to do that one spell, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's checked.
And I'm very skilled at reading people, and I love manipulating people, and often do it merely to amuse myself. I'm pretty sure the rat thing qualifies.
Yeah, the rat qualifies for that too. That was amusing for you.
Yeah, so I don't think I get the last one on my dark ego though, because no one's mocked me for being a kid.
Yeah, no one has mocked you yet for being a kid. For our audience right now, what our players are doing is in the Monad ecosystem and Broken Tale specifically, there are descriptors that accompany your hunter sheets that allow you to check certain descriptors or descriptions of your character's personality that may have been used or may have applied in certain scenes. So it comes with an advantage and a disadvantage. So if you hit both of them, you can check the descriptor, and when we do an interlude like now, you can convert those check descriptors into XP to earn back your expended Soma, or if you have enough XP, you can level up. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. How about James? How many descriptors were you able to
I don't
hit
think
any?
I've used any of them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Baba Yaga's really been taking charge of this scenario.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
You're
It's-
fine. I'm fairly quiet anyway.
I think Regina got one at least for using the servant and having a downside to that.
I think so. What's your descriptors for it?
Ooh, thanks to my contacts in charisma, I always have an ace up my sleeve. Followers ready to help me and allies who owe me favors. Maintaining an empire of beneficial connections requires commitment and resources.
You have expended your resources, so you overpaid a little boy.
Yeah, though I think that one fits better for my dark ego. For my dark ego descriptor. Or where the downside is, even when I try to hold back my exuberance, I can't go unnoticed.
So you at least have, well, that would fit for both. So you at least have 2.
Oh, neat. Works for me.
Oh, I'm sorry, James. You weren't able to fill any of your descriptors here.
That's
What
fine.
if
I haven't
James
really expended anything either. I
That's
haven't
true.
even
That's
drawn any of
true.
my weapons.
So, here comes the fun part. You have unlocked scenario gifts. Alright, so you've actually been able to unlock both of them. The first gift is Voice of the Spirit. You have been in contact with either the spirit or spiritualist gifts. This has both been fulfilled. You've been in contact with Yvonne just now, and you were in contact with Alize and her spiritualist gift. The description for the voice of the spirit is, with the right peace and focus, you can open your mind to the spirit world and communicate with restless souls. You may spend one soma to contact any creature with the spirit gift that you've previously encountered. You can communicate with the spirit and understand what it says. Let me just put this up here for you guys. That's the first gift. The second gift is Exorcist. And this was triggered by Baba Yaga having magic-related descriptors.
Nice.
You have learned how to use your skills against a spirit. All your actions can affect a target who has the spirit gift, and all wounds you inflict cannot be ignored by the spirit gift. So,
Nice.
choose who among you will acquire the scenario gifts. To acquire the gifts, it will cost 1 XP.
Well, all right. So hear me out. I think James might qualify for the dark ego. Nothing can surprise me. I never question myself. After all, I'm the best I can do. For just kind of generally being implacable.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. That's the wording for that. Does give you leeway to get that. So you get 1 XP.
And I would say that you should get the I can harm the spiritual gift because, well, you're a fighter.
Yeah, okay. I see a
You're the
certain
fighter.
logic to that.
And because spirits here cannot be permanently harmed by physical.
Yeah, I can. But yeah, James is the only one without really a way to hurt or to hurt ghosts.
Exactly. So it's perfect that you get that.
You have your magic, and I still have a minion who's in with an unspecified descriptor. I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You could just throw a minion at the ghost.
You can throw us. You can suddenly have a minion that knows about exorcism. You know,
Exactly.
Amazing.
this is the unfair advantage of a Regina.
Yeah.
So unfair.
My abilities
So
are highly
unfair.
specific, but Regina's abilities are incredibly vague.
They
Which is
are
perfect.
open-ended in that way because of how Regina's general personality is.
Mhm.
So she's very strong when it comes to things that would benefit her specifically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. All
Yeah.
right.
and Meanwhile, Baba Yaga's built like the party face from hell, so I've just been playing that up.
Yeah. Although I do have to warn you, Baba Yaga is not very physically strong.
Oh
Without
no,
magical
she's not going to be involving herself in the fight. How much XP does it cost to regain a soma?
1 XP for 2 soma.
Brilliant. Do I get the XP that I had left over last time, or it's cleared?
No, this is the different scenario. So you
Gotcha.
don't got that.
Okay.
Maybe
Well.
when we release the campaign module.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay.
And
let's-
yes, folks, those who receive the free digital copy of Broken Tales will be able to access that campaign module.
Ooh, is it on Kickstarter at the moment, or did it already kickstart?
It's finished on Kickstarter. It's about to go on release. It's about to be released in September, I believe.
Very exciting. Is it available for pre-sale? Or-
I will have to ask the boss man. I'm not involved in the after sales part of the
Sorry.
things. But we
It
will
is
see.
very well
We will
constructed.
We will see. An ominous we will see. Alright, so let's say a total of 15 minutes pass by as all of you get ready and absorb as much information as Yvonne has been able to give you about the restless spirits in the cemetery.
Oh, I think I'll take the voice of the spirits, unless Regina, do you want that?
Yeah, you can take it.
I mean, so I have other things I could be spending Soma on, so if you want it, feel free.
Yeah, all right.
All right. She wants
Yeah,
it,
right.
she takes it.
She wants it,
The
she
Regina
takes it.
way.
It's no question.
Yeah.
Okay, James, there is the descriptor for Exorcist so that you can use it. Alright, so after 15 minutes, you guys have all absorbed as much information as you can as Yvonne tells you exactly where to find the majority of these spirits, which is as confirms she confirms your earlier hunch, Baba Yaga, that majority of them are inside the internment pit. The internment pit.
That's great.
So, how fast are you going to head towards the cemetery?
A little bit more of a chipper pace than a leisurely stroll, but we're going directly there, I would think. After resting and recouping.
Alright, so at a relatively fast pace, you all head straight towards the cemetery. With a ghost of a little girl next to you, floating along.
Just the average day work for us.
We're a fairly eclectic group of people. I think that it fits.
So as you enter the cemetery, a long and heartbreaking lament rises from the mass graves, deep enough to make your skin crawl. Apparently, the dead have absolutely no intention of resting forever. So now you are at the cemetery of Paris, and it is almost the stroke of midnight, and you can see from above that more tourists is starting to get brighter and brighter, and as the clock ticks as you and your company hurry to the cemetery to be met by a confused and worried Lorenzo and Alize. Clock strikes midnight, and in the sky, the comet of Moriturus is now as bright as a small sun.
Oh,
So,
oh damn.
Under normal circumstances, I would be admiring it from my mobile home. But under these circumstances, I feel
with the mention of mobile home, Baba Yaga, you hear a creak of a tall tree that suddenly appears out of nowhere, just outside of the cemetery, where a house stands among the branches.
oh, Housey, you came.
It seems that the branches of the tree give you a jaunty wave, although others might think it's just the wind.
So sweet.
And yes, folks, Baba Yaga has a walking house. It's canon.
Chicken legs.
Of course she can. Or of course she has.
But this is not the version with the trailer, okay? This is the legit hut. Alright. So, what do you say to Lorenzo and Alize's questions of your appearance in the cemetery?
I appreciate that you stayed, because I've indirectly put you in grave danger, I feel. There's something emerging from the mass grave over there, and we need to lay it to rest.
Well, at your mention of something emerging from the mass graves, the moaning seems to get louder and louder, and the air in the cemetery thickens to the point that even you can almost taste it. And hearing that, Alice actually tugs Lorenzo over to the underground pit, leading the three of you, plus Yvonne, over to the locked entrance, and she urges Lorenzo to immediately open the pit. And as he does, this is what you see. This is a huge pit where the corpses of all those who cannot afford a burial have been thrown. And Baba Yaga, as well as James, Baba Yaga, Regina, and Alize, all four of you see the crowds of restless spirits among their inert bodies, invisible to most mundane eyes. But now that you've received your scenario gifts, all three of you, including Alize, can see this, with the exception of Lorenzo.
Well, shit.
We're cat on the late side, I think.
There's, as Yvonne said, there are hundreds of spirits gathered here. And once you've opened the pit, once Lorenzo has opened the pit, Alice actually has to pull him away when all eyes of the undead turn towards you. And you can see the hatred and the rage burning inside of these spirits. And let's see here. So I need to explain a mechanic of what's going to happen.
Alright.
At the moment, this pit is accumulating what we call grudge tokens.
Ooh.
So these grudge tokens are what is essentially the countdown before these spirits explode.
Oh, shit.
So only Alice or a hunter with descriptors associated with magic or spirits can use one action to remove one grudge token from this mass. If at the end of the scenario the spirits accumulate 3 grudge tokens, the pit will explode and it will wipe out probably half of Paris.
And by extension, us.
Mm-hmm. And
And it
as
will wipe out the interesting core part of Paris also.
they will wipe out basically a lot of Paris. So, right now, Baba Yaga, you can sense that Morituris is building in power. And as it does, the more energy these spirits seem to have. Currently, they have 2 grudge tokens.
Oh, shit. Alright. Now, I know things about...
They only need 3 grudge tokens to explode.
Yeah. So I
And-
know... Oh, sorry.
Sorry. And as the spirits notice you, and they notice Yvonne as well, hundreds of them start to swarm towards you. And we are now in combat. How would you all like to respond to the spirits starting to swarm towards you with their vengeful hatred?
Well, Baba Yaga's going to, take a step back. Maybe behind James.
Sensible.
She's wise, after all.
I'm going to a step forward
So-
and take.
So we are gonna go in this in sequence because we have 3 players, and then we have Alice, Lorenzo, Yvonne, and then the dead. Which I'm just gonna group them all together. I can't do hundreds one at a time.
Are you sure you want to do 1,000 different?
No, no.
Fair enough.
So, since the dead are the first ones to move, since the dead are the first one to react, they're the aggressors. I will allow one hunter action for now, and then it will be the dead's turn.
May I make a petition to be the first to go? Because I want to do something
By all
magical.
means.
Okay. So I know things about how the comet functions and how spiritual energy emerges from it. I am a badass sorceress, if I do say so myself.
Yes, you are.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, provided time and equipment. And right now what I want to do is figure out if I can somehow siphon away some of the power or otherwise occlude the comet. I'm not, out of character. I don't necessarily know how the comet is funneling power into these spirits. In character, I'm certain Baba Yaga has a near scientific understanding of the exact processes that she would need to interfere with magically.
So logically, in-game, Baba Yaga, you know it will take too much time if you go for more tourists. But you just need one action to remove one of the grudge tokens from the rest of the spirits.
So, I'm gonna try and instead of interfering with the power of Moratoris, then I'm going to see if I can't exude calm and placitude directed at the spirits. If that might work better.
Okay, so are you gonna expend your one action to take off one grudge token?
Yes, that's
okay. All right.
That was the plan.
So you use your magic to exude a certain calming aura around you, and as you do, you see a few of the spirits start to idle, and we have removed one grudge token.
The question: Do Regina and James also feel this soothing aura thing?
Those who are near Baba Yaga can feel it, although it would have to be very close to Baba Yaga.
Well, she's standing right behind me, so I imagine.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm like
that would help you.
distance.
Yes, that would help you. So, for the action of the dead, James, since you are in the front, I need you to do a defense check for the gift of the dead, which is the chorus of the dead. What the gift does is a powerful spirit cacophony that only those who perceive spirits or understand magic can hear. For everyone else, the chorus is nothing more than a terrible, overwhelming feeling that prompts you to walk away. Anyone wishing to act in the area where the chorus can be heard will lose one soma for each minute staying under its influence. If they do not have soma, a subject will suffer a wound until they faint. And you need to succeed a defense check so you can be sheltered from this gift for 1 minute. And the defense check's difficulty is 7. You would need 8 successes for a successful defense check without consequence. If you do 7, it will be with some sort of consequence.
Damn.
And for this one, since you have the, I would say, well, you have an understanding of spirits now because you have the exorcist gift. So I will give you 3 base successes.
Okay, so I need 4 more.
You need 4 or 5 more. Oh, 4 more, sorry.
4 more, okay.
4 more for a 7, which would be success with a consequence. Or 5 for success with no consequence.
And let's see here. I could.
And remember, you have 2 rerolls. Thank you, chat.
Oh, I have 2 rerolls. Okay.
2 rerolls for the whole party.
Okay.
Yes.
Well.
Use them wisely, but also yes, feel free.
Yup. Okay. I'll go for 4 dice. Uh-oh, that's a fail on that one. Is it okay if I can use that reroll to...
Ooh, what happened? Oh no. Yeah, you can use your reroll.
You have my blessing.
Oh.
Alright, there we go. Whew. So for 1 minute, you are sheltered from the effect of the Chorus of the Dead Gifts. For everyone else, though, I need everyone to do a defense check.
Oh no.
Alright.
7 difficulty, and for Baba Yaga, you also will have 3 base successes. Regina, I believe you have Voice of the Spirits.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you 3 base successes for that.
So it's just gonna. Oh, that's not what I meant. Okay. It's just gonna be 2d6, right? Or how many?
Oh, sorry. James, you did 4, so 7 successes?
Yes.
Okay, your cost, I almost didn't catch that. Your cost for your success is that you are distracted by this chorus, and you will lose your action.
Oh, shit. Since you missed that, and I did also, is it possible? If I remember correctly, you can spend Soma for automatic successes also, right?
Yes.
And
Would
that
you
is
like
in
to spend
addition to the
Soma?
dice.
Yes.
Since we both miss, it's possible to rewind that I can spend a Soma to get that extra success I need for no cost.
Sure, I'll give you the rewind. Since I missed that one too.
All right. So I'll spend one of my 7 Soma for that.
You have 7 Soma, James. Spend your Soma.
Yes.
Okay, so no consequences for your success.
Whew. Good, because I have an action lined up for after this.
All right. What about
Yeah.
who goes
Sorry.
first
So
for the defense? Baba Yaga or Regina?
I don't mind going, but is it how many dice do I roll?
You will need to roll 4 you need 4 successes for a success with a consequence, or you need 5 for success without consequence, and you can use a combination of your Soma and dice rolls.
Okay. Well, I would like to use. I feel like I'm gonna end up using my Soma for other things. Do I want success more? Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna 5 Soma. I'm down to 4 actually. It's hard. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and roll, and if I fail, I'm gonna maybe
Trust in the heart of the dice.
Yes. Where the heart of the dice be? I just pressed the button. No. Oh wait, there. Come on. Let me try this again. Did I do that wrong? 4D. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I did do that wrong. Sorry.
There you go.
Oh, that does not look good,
All
does
right.
it? Okay, that's really bad.
Remember, you
actually.
have 1 reroll.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Oh my god, that's really bad. That's even worse.
No.
Why did you need to reroll? You had 4 successes.
Oh, you didn't need to
wait.
reroll. You had 4
I
successes.
didn't. Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's just
I didn't-
one
I
Well,
like
then I
didn't
that.
don't use
notice.
the reroll.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't notice it.
Sorry.
All right, that's fine. Let's clear with this. Okay. So you have a consequence. The consequence for you is your magic gets muted by your distraction for this. So your using magic from now on will cost you 1 extra Soma.
No.
All right, Regina.
All right. Hey, I'm go. I'm going to spend 2 soma. And 3 dice. Nice. That total. So that's 5 successes plus my base is 3.
Your base 3, that's...
Okay.
You
Success
don't succeed.
without consequence.
No, you don't succeed because the difficulty is 7.
I spent
You
2
need to
soma.
roll... Oh, you spent 2... Sorry, I didn't hear 2 soma. Sorry. Alright, no consequences for Regina. Regina, you resist the annoying voices of these dead, disgusting creatures.
Horrid things.
They are no match for the resilience of a queen. Alright. So let's see what Yvonne does. Where is Yvonne? Okay, you see Yvonne seems to be channeling energy, and you see her specter start to glow whiter. And as if called by Yvonne, 3 of the restless spirits start to calm and come towards her. And she has now turned 3 of them into allies. It seems like Yvonne is gathering spirits to her side. Alright.
Alright.
So, Lorenzo and Alize. Lorenzo is absolutely lost. He cannot see what's going on. So he is looking at everything confused, while Alize, beside him, starts pulling him away from the pit, and she starts telling you all, I just need to lead Lorenzo away from here and I will be right back. Please. I do apologize, but I must keep him safe. So as you see, Alice uses her action to pull Lorenzo further away from the pit. And now it is back to the spirits. No, not the spirits, you guys.
Right. I have an action figured out that I'm going to do here, so
Alright,
don't mind.
go ahead.
I have the gift here with sword and for a smile. Once per scene, you can perform a gesture of extreme precision with a weapon, such as slipping an object off someone or writing something on a surface, which is what I'm going to do with my sword. The person observing your skill, in this case the spirits, will either be impressed or intimidated depending on storyteller's discretion. You receive 1 additional success when you use the emotion you aroused to your advantage. So, James has obviously paid attention when in the Vatican, and also when Baba has been doing spirit stuff earlier and drawing symbols and sigils and stuff. So he takes his sword and draws warding symbols around the approaching spirits. You kind of lock them in and so that they're like calmed down in there is the intention.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to roll?
You need to again roll against a 7. But this time, since you have the advantage of Exorcist, let me just check this one. I'll give you an additional 3 to your base. To your base 3.
So I have base 3 successes, you said?
And then I'm giving you an additional 3 success.
Oh, so I have a total of 6 successes then.
Versus the 7.
Okay, and Well, I
You can
spent 2 more
either-
soma to succeed without a cost on that.
Okay.
So I have 4 soma left.
All right. So some of the spirits start to idle, and they lose interest in you. They seem to fade once that happens, or their spiritual energy seems a little more muted than those of the angered spirits. So, which hunter would like to go next before the spirits?
I shall step forward and raise my fan and then give a noble laugh to the skies. I'm turning on my dark ego.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
Ooh.
Oh, as I want. Once per round, I may give an order to an ally to give them an additional success if they follow it, or give an order to, or give a preemptory order to ensnare an enemy, lowering their opposition level by 1.
Okay. So are you using your servant? I'm sorry?
No, I'm using I'm turning on my dark ego as I want.
So you are lowering their opposition level permanently by 1.
Yeah.
Alright. I see you there, Queen. Oh my goodness, I can imagine a cliche anime laughter.
Oh!
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Okay. So, having been weakened significantly, the spirits of the dead's chorus now seem to be, well, they're not that as powerful as before. And some of the spirits have started idling as well. Although, now that Morituris has built even more power and has added 1 grudge token to the pool, and we once again have 2.
Oof.
This is the highest peak of Morituris' power. Alright, and the spirits will now once again try and attack you with their Chorus of the Dead. I need everyone to do their defense checks, but this time it will be against a difficulty of 6.
And we had 3 base, yes?
3 base for everyone, yes.
Oh, crap.
Oh no. Oh no. We're waiting for Regina.
Oh, sorry.
What's our target number here? We're looking for
6.
yeah.
6 successes.
Or 7 for no consequences.
Yes.
Right. So
So you
So
have a
you're
base.
good, Pat.
3
Okay,
plus
good.
4, you're good. No consequence.
Good,
And
good.
your 2 companions
Oh,
have
no.
failed. Oh no.
Which one of us gets the reroll? I already used one, but
Does anyone want to use the reroll? We still have 1 more.
Oof. Well, one of you definitely should.
Rock,
So
paper,
does-
scissors?
Which one of you wants it?
does
Which
Shut
one
up,
of you
do you have
doesn't want to
anything
lose a
lined
soma?
up for your next action that will help us get grudge tokens away? I'm out of ideas here of what James can do.
I'm definitely going to be able to remove a grudge token, but I'm safe. So it's between the 2 of you.
I think I have a way to keep it. I think I have a way to keep them from. Oh wait, I don't. Yeah, we can both. Just this once, we can both be safe. I have a once per scenario ability. I have a once per session ability.
Oh, yes. That one.
Amazing!
Eh,
Breaking out all the
Please.
stops.
I'm not letting these pathetic spirits deter me.
Okay.
Once per session, I can turn a failure into a success with increment.
Okay, so your failure just became a success with an increment. What is your increment, my queen?
Ooh, I have to choose that.
Yes.
Oh!
The queen is thinking.
She has people for that.
All right.
So you successfully evade the effects. Now what's the bonus that you want?
Through my resounding through my shout of resolve and passion, and I throw the ghosts off balance and take away their. They still have one grudge token, right?
They have
Yes.
2 right now.
You
Okay.
have 2.
Oops,
Through
sorry.
my resounding shout of resolve and passion, I throw them off balance and then take away another grudge token.
Oh crap! I didn't think of that. 1 grudge token left.
Excellent.
Huh. That was actually a good use of that.
Yeah, that was like from 0 to hero.
Yeah. So James, you have the reroll. Go ahead and do your reroll.
Yep. Yeah!
No loss of soma for you. See, folks, they're overpowered, and you gave them rerolls. You could have just given me a GM twist. Come on.
Thank you, Shats.
Don't do it. Don't give her any power. You want to give me the power. All the power.
I don't
This is
need
not the GM.
need your power. I have power.
See, this is what happens when you put together several villains with big egos. This is the result.
Yes. And then we also get to play villains too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
that too. You thought I was talking about their characters. No, I was talking about the players. Just before we obviously talk about the conclusion of this game, we would just like to do a quick plug. And let's see. So I definitely hope you guys are having a blast with us. Please don't forget to donate and help us reach our goals for our favorite LGBTQIA+ charities. Every dollar definitely counts. Be sure to be here for the other games as well. We still have a lot of games, and this is just our 7 of the charity stream, which is 36 hours long. I would also like to say that in the chat, a certain Spider Queen Long... Wait, where is it? A certain Spider Long Queen has just won a copy of Broken Tales.
Wait. Oh my god, wait.
Who might
I was
that be? Yeah, that's you.
Congrats, Pat.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Heck yeah! I can't believe I won. Wow.
Awesome, right?
How kismet. Thank you. Get a live reaction. And I
Yeah.
believe the other winner up above, because I didn't see that, but I saw the first one. Who was it? It was...
Okay, who was the first one? Let's check. Sorry, chat, we're checking it all for you because we don't really have time sometimes to look at all of this.
it looks like E. Toil Errant Étoile errante. Ah, désolé, c'est français. Étoile errante. Errant star. Oh, I love that. That's pretty.
Oh, cool. Congratulations!
Woo! Heck yeah. And
That is
it's really
amazing.
great to be doing this whole charity for LGBTQ.
Make sure to please
causes.
please give out your emails to our mods. They will send it to me. I am a representative of the World Anvil Publishing, and we will be the ones distributing your copies for the winners. So make sure that you give your emails to our mods so that I can distribute your rewards. Broken Tales is very, very near release. It's actually going to be released this year. They're very close.
Woo!
So yes, something to look forward to. That is great. One of my players won. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
I know. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay. So, with Regina's queenly abilities, one grudge token has been taken away from our vengeful spirits. We have one grudge token left, and the action is now for you, Baba Yaga.
Marvelous. I feel like I'm just hamming it up right now, but I love it. So, I'm going to try to rid them of that last grudge token through my magical means. And I'm going to expend all the soma I need to make this happen, as I summon forth a great cleansing cloud of purifying fog, and allow the mists of nature and quietessence descend upon the putrid, rank air of the inner catacombs here,
Stop.
hoping to make it all a little
Someone
less
from
rough.
chat just donated $15 for a GM twist.
Oh shit! Oh no!
But I will let you do your action first.
Yes, so
Sure,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to I'm gonna do my use a soma to reduce a grudge token if that's on the table.
Alright. So the spirits now have 0 grudge token, and as they start idling, Yvonne starts to approach the spirits, thinking that they've successfully calmed down. But as Yvonne approaches, and as the rest of the spirits notice her, 9 of these restless spirits start to glow in anger. Most likely the spirits of those she herself has taken vengeance on.
Do we see Adrian?
Thankfully, no.
No.
Didn't want to meet him again after that. He's with his god now.
Or maybe he's down there.
I don't think he's with God.
And now for my GM twist. You have 9 restless spirits up against you. But my GM twist is that Regina, something curious is happening to one of your servants.
Oh no.
Have you checked on the Mad Hatter lately?
No.
As the thought of your Mad Hatter servant enters your mind, you see your little servant staring into space blankly. His eyes have turned glassy, and his skin has turned pale, almost ghostly. And as you watch this curious thing happen to your pathetic servant, he suddenly turns his gaze towards you. And you hear, coming from this usually nervous man, a very sinister laughter.
Hatter, how long have you been dead and not told me?
I am not privy to tell you that, mistress. But I will tell you. You will die here. And then as he says, you will die here, the Mad Hatter, as if a puppet with its strings cut off, suddenly falls to the ground, dead. And you see another spirit float off and join the others, and you now have 10 restless spirits to battle with. That is my GM twist. Okay,
That
let me
one's
just
worse.
pull up. Let me just pull up the spirits. They have a very different difficult opposition level than the chorus. These are just now individuals whose anger is still not and probably will not be quenched just from simply giving them calming auras. Let me just get this here.
Yeah, we dealt with the chorus. Now we've got the divas.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You got the soloists.
Exactly, yes.
10 of them. Ugh.
Yep. And since they are spirits, they can only be damaged either by magic or James's exorcist gift. I'm giving you a warning. I'm giving you an advance warning on that.
Nope.
Go ahead and start. One spirit, since James is still right there.
I think I'm down to 2 somewhere. Not good.
One spirit will go and try and attack James. And you need to do a defense check with a level, opposition level of 5.
Ooh. See here. Well, as these angry spirits starts coalescing and advancing menacingly on us, I have drawn my sword, and since I have the descriptor I'm a skilled swordsman, I imagine I have 3 base successes on that. So let's see here. I needed 5. Time to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All good. No consequence.
All good. So, your blade, as you have recently acquired the Exorcist gift, is now imbued with the power to perceive and physically and spiritually damage spirits. At the same time, you are now able to effectively defend against them, and you are able to parry the spirit's attack. That is Spirit 1. Spirit 1. Spirit 2 turns its attention to Queen Regina. Regina, this spirit is rushing towards you. I need you to make a defense check of 5.
All right, none of my skills are combat based, so I have to deal with the raw numbers.
Can you use your other servant for this, maybe? Happen to have an exorcist with you or something?
Yeah, that might be convenient.
I think you can still use your gift, right? Because you just lost one servant.
Yeah, I still have the one servant, and all right. Hey, my other servant is an amateur mage. He has knowledge in the ways of magic and exorcism, but is always quick to defer to his superiors.
Okay. Your servant looks nervously at you and in a small voice says, "Mistress, should I do something? What should I do?"
Well, defend me. Obviously.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And your servant steps right in front of you with what looks like some sort of holy relic. You're not even sure how he got it.
Amazing.
All right, that gives me a base 3 to work off of.
And you now have your additional 3 successes. Yes, base 3.
There we go.
All right, success. Success. See, this is what this GM is going through. They all roll successes.
Good times.
So you successfully defend from this spirit using your servant. Poor servant is now holding back the spirit. Next is spirit number 3. Once again, heading for James. James, I need you to make a opposition level 5 defense.
Of course. Aim swordsman base 3, and boom! 3 successes to that.
Base 3 plus 3, that's a success with a consequence. You don't want to spend Soma?
It was a difficulty
Oh,
was
wait.
5.
Yeah, 5. Sorry, I was still thinking of the chorus. Thank you for correcting me. Sometimes I get distracted, okay?
It is understandable.
Okay, so another successful parry. Spirit
There
number
is a
4.
spirit's arm and lock it off, or
Spirit number
otherwise
4
they-
is going to go after Yvonne. And where is Yvonne? Blah, blah, blah. What can Yvonne do? Etc. etc. You see one of the spirits charge up over Yvonne, and Yvonne is so surprised by this that she takes 1 wound. And you can see part of her fade away.
Ooh.
Now, I have a hunter action. Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
By all means.
no reason not to abuse the hell out of my abilities, and this is totally going to kill me.
By all means.
I'm going to use the other half of As I Want.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
And what
Once
is
per
the other
scene-
half?
Once per scene, I shout, drawing everyone's attention. For a few moments, everyone will pause to listen to what I have to say. Hey, I'm just going to go on a rant, and degrading and insulting the ghosts with open feet and fervor.
Okay, so everyone who's not a hunter just lost their action.
Nice.
So hunters, go ahead.
All right. Well,
James, have at it. I'll take up the rear.
very well. I swing my
With
sword and
I will give you this though, James. With the spirit all distracted, I can give you. Sure, I will let you have a stab at all of them one time.
Ooh.
each and every one.
You're a talented enough swordsman. I think you can dance through this.
I believe I can. Difficulties I need to match.
Difficulties for all of them are 5.
So
And
how many?
as a swordsman and exorcist, you will get your 3 base successes.
Yes, and I need to roll for each of the remaining ghosts. Then?
I just roll 1.
Just roll 1. Okay.
Let's see if you hit all of them.
Let's see here. I have difficulty 5. I have 3
It's a
basic
potential
stats.
for a 1-hit kill.
I have 4 Soma left. So I spent 3 Soma to have 6 successes and just wipe them out.
So are you gonna do it?
Yes. I'm.
Alright.
I deftly dance through, slashing, stabbing, and just lopping off spiritual limbs and heads, seeing them fade away as my blade goes through them.
As the two ladies of the group watch their very graceful gentlemen weave through 10 spirits and just basically decimate all of them in one seemingly graceful dance of the sword. James is left in the middle of his perceived carnage with nothing to show for it except for an empty room. No spirits, though.
I think a hollow clapping sound is resounding in the echoing chamber.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, and I wipe some ectoplasm off my sword with a handkerchief and like, well, order a night's work, I guess. And I sheath my sword back.
As you all conclude what seems like an appropriate end to your mission here in Paris, a now very timid Yvonne approaches the three of you, and she asks, I have finished my need for vengeance, and I've significantly calmed down. I see all three of you as very respectable heroes. Would it be possible for you to take me with you, as I seem to not be able to move on from this mortal plane?
That
Sure.
would be our honor.
The more the merrier.
More the
Was-
merrier. So, as this is the conclusion of our run of Broken Tales, the name of our scenario is A Smile in the Dark. It is based on the story of the Little Match Girl, as our heroes have obviously figured out, and I'm just here to basically tell you the story. They're the heroes, even though they're villains. I don't know. So, chat, I hope all of you had a wonderful time with us, and thank you for sticking to the game. This is basically the end of our game slot, but we do have a few minutes left, and I will give time for all of our hunters to narrate a conclusion for each of them. So what do you do at the end of your mission from Paris?
Well, I suppose I'll start since I've been the most chatty. I think Baba Yaga returns to the church where she was summoned. I'm assuming there's some formalities, like, somebody's got to sign off that you did your job or something.
Bureaucratic
I forge
things.
all that, yeah. I actually go through the normal routines of it, and instead of forging, I have like some altar boy or somebody, literally anybody with any sort of religious, the next person on the line who doesn't even know they're the next person on the line yet, I force them to sign something stating that I did my job. And I go around gathering very specifically the ashes of the priest into a little satchel. I'm sure it'll be useful later. And with that, I disappear into the woods beside the graveyard, tipping my pointed hat, or actually, I think Baba Yaga wears a scarf. Gently bowing to the pendants of the graveyard before stepping into the woods and climbing into a treehouse that nobody can quite make out between the dark silhouettes of the trees, and disappearing into the shifting forest until I'm called upon again.
And all the while, there is a shadow of a little girl's spirit trailing you. How about you, Regina? What's your conclusion?
My status with the order is not, or is willing but not commanding. So unlike the others, I actually get paid for these little all events, and so my life returns fairly to normal. I take some money, both as payment and repayment for being the wallet of these cretins. and to find a new servant to replace my dearly deceased hatter.
At the mention of needing another servant, Regina, you suddenly see a little boy running out from the Paris Catacombs just before you leave Paris. It is Bruno, and he is offering to come with you.
I happily allow him to join me. More hands is never a bad thing.
Right, and thus concludes Regina, whose full title is the Thief of Hearts. How about you, James? What is your conclusion?
James, being not only a swordsman but also a complete and utter rake, spends the rest of the night in Paris, carousing in various taverns, meeting a very nice lady named Prudence, and in the morning hours, just outside, ends up killing a minor noble in a duel over some perceived slights, before he, the next afternoon, having slept through most of the day, gets up on his horse and rides back towards the Vatican for his next assignment.
All right. After night of debauchery, you
Exactly.
you mysteriously get an order or a crate of absinthe delivered to you from Paris, with a raven's feather as the only signature.
Ooh.
And that, my friends, is the end of our Broken Tale session. I hope everyone had fun. Everyone watching us from the stream, I hope everyone had fun. And once again, please support our local charities and donate. Patty, do you want to plug your socials?
Sure, yes, I do. Hi, my name is Spider Queen Long. I am the co-runner of Diesel Shot. It's another Twitch channel. Not sure I can put a link in here.
We should be able to post a link on the chat.
Okay, yeah. Why don't I grab you all a link to not just Diesel Shot, but my Twitter as well, where I am a very active participant in the TTRPG community. Yeah, we run a whole bunch of games on our show, Diesel Shot. But right now, what we're doing is something called Change Star Summer, because much like my now good friend Shadow Phoenix, they being the representative of their own TTRPG company, I am representative of Diesel Shot, the TTRPG company, in addition to it just being a Twitch channel. And we have a product called Change Stars, which is a feminist sci-fi.
I will say this.
That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you and I are kind of the same boat. Change Stars is a game that I'm illustrating, and my collaborator is writing, and we're working on that together. So check us out, and you can tune in on our channel Links aren't posting. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, all one word.
We will ask Pulse Moon to plug your socials for us.
Yeah. And @long_spider on Twitter.
Right.
And let me tell you, as I know a little bit of Change Stars, it is a blast.
Thank you.
Amazing art, thank you. And it's an amazing setting also, well worth checking out.
And you're going to be on our show actually later in the summer, right?
Hopefully, yes.
Woo!
Ooh.
Yeah.
As long as time zones line up.
As long as time zones line up,
I know,
we
right?
shall see. And of
And
You know,
course,
6 hours ahead of you guys, so.
and of course, I am your GM for this game session. My name is Phoenixwrites, and I am a representative of Broken Tales for the company, the publishing company, the World Anvil. Sorry, I keep saying broken. The World Anvil Publishing, and so I will try and drop my socials down here, but. Quick announcement, I will also be in a stream on May 16th with Soul Wars RPG. They are a Portuguese speaking channel that does TTRPGs as well, although they have recently opened up their English for their English audience, so you can check me out there. And also tomorrow I will be playing in Coyote and Crow. So see you there as well.
So cool.
All right. Seems like that's everything. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.